In your mind, when you invited all the key stakeholders to the boss Barat, you know what I mean? What did you have in mind?
I want the money meant for artists to go to artists.
Yes.
The money meant for creatives to go to creatives.
Yes.
You know, people expect you to live in a nice place, you drive a nice car. They don't expect you to live in a backyard. Can he sit with us in a taxi? But it was him. But
Some of those people who went to participate there had nothing to do with our sector.
doing your billion rands for 5 years, you don't have one hit movie. I am overhauling how movies are being financed. The cake is going to be a flop, no matter what a good baker they are.
Yeah. How long do you think will that take before we can start seeing a difference in the industry? I said to me, good luck on fixing that. We've been trying to fix that for years. What I would suggest is that you put us into the same room.
And I'm going to do that, to find a solution. We're trying to build a new country. We're trying to build one South Africa. You have all the evidence that I'm a man of my word so far.
Just one more question, Minister. How's it, guys? Welcome again to another episode of the Real Talk Podcast with Andile. As you know, guys, that we only do episodes that make sense. You know, we are not like other podcasts that just shoot podcasts all the time. You know, we only do podcasts that make sense. Like some other podcasts that I've done with some other politicians, and today I have an honorable minister, Minister Gayton McKenzie, the Minister of Department of Sports, Arts and Culture. So basically, as I said on my previous episode, that he invited us at Boss Barat, you know, where he invited all the key stakeholders of the film and television industry and music as well. So basically, the minister had made it clear that, you know, he knows a lot about sport, but he knows less about our sector. So he called us there so that he could understand better who we are as a sector and what we need from him, how we want our industry to be changed. You know, so as I said to you guys on the previous, you know, I mean, this is something that is so different, you know, because in the previous, you know, you would only find that the previous ministers would only invite, you know, your so-called celebrities. You know, you see that there was a meeting that the previous minister had, and you look at who was there, all celebrities. No one as the key stakeholders are there. So when we got the invite, you know, so we were so excited. So I just want to, without wasting any time, because the minister is busy and he has a very tight schedule, I just want to welcome you, Mr. McKenzie. How are you, sir?
Very, very, very good, and thank you so much for that introduction.
Yes.
Thank you very much, and I'm good, and I'm happy to be here.
Yes, sir. Yeah. No. I mean, I've been trying to get you into this podcast before the Boss Barat. I'm sure you know that, you know. But apparently you were busy. I was even a little bit anxious. This would never happen. When I went to Boss Barat, when I saw you, I wanted to talk to you about it. But I thought to myself, no. You know, you're busy with some other things. Otherwise, how is everything? And how? I just want to know, Minister, since we've been to Boss Barat, because a lot of people didn't understand what was Boss Barat about. We did try to explain to some of them, you know what I mean? So from the perspective of the minister, in your mind, when you invited all the key stakeholders to the Boss Barat, you know what I mean? What did you have in mind?
I think the first thing first, and I'll tell you,
Yes.
there's a lot of, I call it the man,
Yes.
his neighbor, his neighbor's dog, a fax machine with a constitution. That's what I call it. Because you have so many organizations.
Yes.
And they got good constitutions. And that's what I call the man and his neighbor and the neighbor's dog, the fax machine, the constitution.
Yeah.
I wanted to eliminate that and kill that.
Yes.
I wanted to meet the industry players. Because people in this industry are very smart. They know who's with them in the industry.
Yes.
When we paid out the COVID funds, there was a lot of people that are not artists, that are not creatives, that was paid out, that asked for money. And I want to eliminate that.
Yes.
I want the money meant for artists to go to artists.
Yes.
The money meant for creatives to go to creatives.
Yes.
So I called everyone, and I'm streamlining
Yes.
the industry. I'm cutting all the fat and the politically connected and all of that. And being famous for me doesn't equate to more attention.
Exactly.
If you are famous, good, we love that.
Yes.
But you know, fame without having money. It's sometimes,
Exactly.
you know, if you are famous and you don't have money, it's not an easy thing.
Exactly.
Because people expect you to live in a nice place, you drive a nice car. They don't expect you to live in a backyard. And that's just our mentality.
Yes.
So we need to help, and that's why our artists are under pressure. I met an artist that told me, he said, no, people were arguing, saying, no, it's him, it's not him. And the other said, no, it's him, he can't be sitting with us, it's not him. How can he sit with us in a taxi? But it was him. But the mere fact that he sat in a taxi.
Yeah, it says a lot.
So we need to make sure our artists our creators make money. And we need to make sure that we cut out all this man and his neighbor and his dog and a fax machine.
Yes.
With the constitution.
Yes, you know, I'm touching on that. This year there's a festival called Canes Lions. Canes Lions is like one of the. It's actually the biggest festival in the world. So we managed to clinch a partnership with them. Canes. We were the first South African to have a partnership because all of them were just participants. So they took us because we're a young, black, energetic association. You know, the first one in years. And we went to try and get funding to go over there. We never got it. You know, try and explain that what it's going to do to, and then we were looking into a lot of people that went to participate at Canes. Were just people who, some of those people who went to participate there had nothing to do with our sector. You know, we're just people who went there simply because of the department gave them money to go there. So what you are trying to do, I truly appreciate it, Minister. So, I mean, from the boss Barat, I mean, obviously you've heard our presentations, a lot of presentations. You've heard me. I mean, myself and my partner, I was saying to my partner, we are two different people. He is more of a strategic guy and I'm more of a guy that talks and, you know, complains and do of that. So, I mean, what is it that you can say that you received from the industry, from the entire...
I think first I've learned firstly the good work that is being done in this industry, which I wasn't aware of.
Yeah.
Secondly, I learned about the bad treatment some in the industry are getting yourselves.
Yes.
You're one of the people that stood up. You made me aware about the discrimination against black creatives in the city of Cape Town.
Yes, sir.
I learned about the daily struggles faced by creatives.
Yeah.
I also learned of the many possible opportunities that can open up if we behave a certain way, which I intend to behave. So for me, that was the best thing I could have done, to have that boss Barat.
Most definitely.
And not speak through the middleman. Not speak through a letter. Not speak through an email. But speak with the people involved.
Sure. I mean, that's amazing. So, I mean, one of the things that I picked up that is that you are overhauling the National Film Video Foundation. You know, what's the where is that coming from?
Now, you can't have 5 years, we've given you R1 billion for 5 years, you don't have one hit movie.
Yeah.
Something is wrong. That's got nothing to do with the integrity. It has to do with not performing. Not performing something that I'm attacking the integrity, no. If you don't perform, it's got nothing to do with your integrity.
Yeah, that's true.
It's got everything to do with you having been given targets and not matching them.
Yeah.
How can we just take money and we just throw it away? That's throwing money away.
Yeah.
And then still on top of that, they give the wrong people money. So I am overhauling how movies are being financed.
Yeah. It's been a long time coming.
I'm overhauling that. When you give somebody $1.5 million to make a movie, you're setting that person up to fail.
Exactly.
You're setting that. It's like giving a person, ask him to bake a cake, and the ingredients want so many spoons of sugar, so many grams of butter, so many grams of cake flour.
Yeah.
And you give them half that. The cake is going to be a flop. No matter what a good baker they are.
Yeah, that's true.
The cake is going to be a flop. So we are giving people to bake floppy cakes.
Yeah, that's so true. That's so true. No, I mean that's so true. I mean that was one of the. I mean when you made that statement, I think you made that statement on in one of the interviews. But before you even said that you can't give someone 1.8 million rands to make a movie. You know, I think you made a statement saying that you financing the department has been financing movies, but there's not even one hit movie in South Africa.
Yes.
And then one of our filmmakers said that how can you make a movie with 1.8 million rands? So what you are saying is actually true, because that's how most of filmmakers felt. You know what I mean when you said that statement. You know what I
Yes.
mean when you said that. You know. So I mean, what is your plan now? Because of you've met with us as the stakeholders from the Boss Barat. You've got our presentations. So what's your plan?
My plan is that when I met with the stakeholders,
Yeah.
I said, organize yourself, talk to each other. Another thing about the Boss Barat, it was to get you guys to talk to each other, which you haven't done before.
Yes.
You talk to us, but you need to talk to each other as an industry. And I got that right. And out of that talk, as now different sectors, I think up to 51 sectors, that I'm not the only guy you should be speaking to. You should be speaking to corporates. You should be speaking to companies that CSIs. You have to speak to different sectors. But in speaking to me, I will now know who to speak to.
Yeah. That's true.
I will now know. Now I know. I'm not speaking to a man and his neighbor and his dog and his fax machine with a constitution. I will now speak to
To the
there's
real
a face.
people. Yes.
to who I'll be speaking to.
Yes.
And what I got out of that, that's brilliant. That's gold. And things are now going to happen. There's going to be accountability. And that's brilliant for me.
So how long will that? Like for instance, we had a meeting with the Department of Labor and Employment, which is something that I want to talk to you about now, with regarding legislation, which means they are busy now putting together some sectoral determination for our industry, so that our industry can sort of be formalized. Because at the moment, our industry is some sort of like a Cinderella industry. Anyone can do what they want and how they feel like. So. I asked them, how long is this going to take? I spoke to Kangelani, like how long is this going to take before we can get to this point? So it's the same question that I want to ask you. How long do you think will that take before we can start seeing a difference in the industry? Are we going to have another Boss Barat in 2 months' time, in 3 months' time, and then have another one before we can see a change? Or like how long now? You met with us, you've heard from us, you've heard our cry, our complaints. Now, what can we expect and how and when? What's the frame? Because that's what everyone is expecting. Because when we told our members that we met with the minister, some other people were a little bit negative. Like it's another meeting. How long is that going to take? Another year, another 2 years? That's what people want to know from you, minister. Like how long is that meeting? What we did on that meeting? The results of that meeting? When are we going to see the fruits of that meeting?
I got a message a month ago from the ambassador of Canada. A message that had tears on the page, basically. You could hear begging me, can we sign this agreement? I said to the ambassador, it shall be signed. He said, with due respect, everybody has said that.
What was the contract about, or is it confidential?
No, we've just signed close to R1 billion worth of film trade. Film trade between South Africa and Canada. I'm just from there.
Yeah.
So the reason why I'm telling you the story, when I met with yourself, that's one. Two, when I met with yourselves at the Boss Barat, I put a date. I said, October, I'll be meeting with you. Immediately after you meet with me, after I met with you, we will then fund some projects. A date. I'm an action man.
Yeah.
You told me, I told you I'm going to be here today.
Yes, sir. I appreciate that.
Everybody is trying to pull me in all directions today.
Yes, yeah, appreciate
But
that.
I'm here.
Appreciate that.
So I gave you 3 examples.
I appreciate that.
That,
You're gonna be here and you're here.
yes, I gave you 3 examples. I gave you the ambassador.
Yeah.
I gave you the time frames I gave you. I'm giving you yourself. Many people spoke there. I listened to more than 200 people speaking.
I know, and I was.
But I can tell you exactly what you said.
You can tell me.
Your wife, you even brought your wife in the conversation.
Yeah, you were listening.
So
You were
even
definitely-
said,
You were definitely listening.
yes,
Yeah.
how they even ask you.
Yeah.
They want to blacklist the other people, your friends.
Yeah. That's so true.
So that shows you I'm not there for the show.
Yeah, that's true.
How do I know exactly the things you spoke about? You spoke about your wife. You spoke about how they treat you here in Cape Town. They spoke about how they blacklist you. You spoke about the fact that you are blacklisted as we are speaking.
Yes, that's true.
That is enough proof that I wasn't sitting there being on my phone or waiting, checking, hey, I've got an appointment later, a dinner appointment. I was listening, I was taking notes. I had a team there, we discussed, and I even know how I'm going to address your issue. Your issue is the reason why today I have a meeting with the people of the film commissions here in Cape Town.
Great. Fantastic.
Do you need more proof?
I mean, that's where I was going. What are the steps? Which direction are we going to take with the situation I brought to your attention in Joburg?
Action.
You know?
I'm an action man. Action.
I mean,
And we're going to take action.
yeah,
When I meet you in October, I must be able to come and say, give you feedback. Otherwise, why would I be meeting you?
yeah, that's true.
You brought a complaint, I give you a date. Why would I be meeting you? I can't be judged by what previous minister did.
Yeah,
They can't be judged by what I'm going to do.
yes,
We're different.
true that. I mean, I want to believe that because Balula came and said he's Mr. Fix, but he fixed nothing, you know. But as I was saying to my wife, you know, my wife said like, oh, you know, Honorable McKenzie probably might be the man for your industry, might be the person for your industry.
All I'm going to say is you got a very smart wife.
So just one more thing, Minister, you know, as filmmakers in Cape Town, I mean, because we had 5 minutes there, right? We didn't have much time, so we had 5 minutes. We didn't even make our presentation. You know, we just touched based on some few things.
Yes.
You know, so in this industry, I mean, specifically in Cape Town, when we started this association called Independent Directors Association, you know, that's when we started seeing things started to changing. Especially, I mean, it's been 2 years now. It's been 3 years now. On our first year, we had a funder because our direction was different, right? And then once we started talking about racial issues, then our funder walked away. For 2 years, we've been moving without funders. And they've been talking like, how are they surviving? How are they surviving? Everyone, like, as I was saying, that I'm a filmmaker. I've done like world-class films, you know. And as I was saying to you that I won 2 awards, and I was not told about that. Other people were told. I'm the one that was not told. I was not even mentioned. Other people were mentioned, you know. Stuff like that, Minister. Also, we have other people. For instance, I was talking to a friend of mine this morning, saying, Andile, when is to the point that some other filmmakers, they wanted us to go into each and every single set as black filmmakers so that they can see that we're done, we're tired. And I said to them, guys, no, that's not the way. You know, let's like try and handle this situation in the right way and see how it's going to. Because why they were tired, they were saying that the government is not listening to us. No one is listening to us. This racism in Cape Town, when it comes to black people, when is it going to end? Do we all have to go to Joburg? Because now there's no work in Joburg for black people because every black man is there, you know. And in Cape Town there's so much work, but the work that we have here in Cape Town, black men are being put behind. All the HODs, the big bosses, the people who make decisions, are the white people that make those decisions. And when they make those decisions, if they know that I am good, they will bring me, put me close, and then bring their brother's son or their son, make me train them, and then he's gonna become my boss, and then I go back. You know, it's been happening for years. I was speaking to another friend of mine, an industry veteran, he said to me, good luck on fixing that. We've been trying to fix that for years.
Right. I think for me, I've heard your side of the story.
Yes.
I'm going to hear their side of the story. Once I've heard both sides, I'm going to act. But if they don't want to play ball, I will institute an investigation. I am the highest authority, accounting authority when it comes to filmmaking in this country.
Yes, sir.
They shouldn't mess with me.
Yeah.
Because we are trying to build a socially cohesive country. Anybody that stands in front of social cohesion belongs in jail, because there's racism. We don't tolerate that. So I'm saying to you, I'm going to hear both sides of the story, but action shall be taken. I will not tolerate nonsense.
Yes, sir.
Not under my reign.
You know what I think, Minister, because I was talking to Jack the other day, because we are planning a racism ourselves and SAGA, because we are partners with SAGA. There's an association called South African Guilds of Actors. So we are partners with them. We're partnered because we share the same values. So we're doing SAGA and the Amhed Katradas Foundation. We're doing an event, a racism event at the end of this month, which is the 28th of. They've invited us. It's actually being done by Amhed Katradas Foundation. So they invited us, Ida, they invited SAGA. So we're doing a huge event. So I would love, I don't know how your time looks like. I don't know what your time looks like, but we'll see if maybe we can speak with the foundation. Maybe they can invite you to come. So what I would suggest that you spoke with us, you've heard us, right? You're gonna hear their side of the story. What I would suggest is that you put us into the same room.
And I'm going to do that.
And then you hear, and then we sit both. Because why? They're going to say a different side of story. Because why? This has been working for years. Because if this is going to change for them, that means you're going to be taking bread from their mouth. They are enjoying it, you know?
Bread in your mouth does not come before social cohesion. Because it's a temporary arrangement to have bread in your mouth and there's no social cohesion.
Yeah.
That bread will be ruthlessly taken away from you.
Yes.
We don't do that. We need to sit down. We need to find a solution. We're trying to build a new country. We're trying to build one South Africa. We're trying for people not to be judged by the color of their skin,
yes,
but by the output of their work. And that's what I'm going to do. There's going to be no holy cows. There's going to be no kid gloves. I'm here to clean up where there needs to be cleaned up.
Yes.
And I'm going to do the job to the best of my ability.
Okay, well, 5 minutes. Okay, got it. Okay, cool. So, no, I appreciate that, Minister. I know I want to sit them because we've made so many attempts to try.
You'll see them.
We've made so many attempts to try and have meetings with them. It's not that, for instance, when we started, they didn't want anything to do with us. No one else wanted to do anything to do with Ida. It's only the South African Guilds of Actors, Writers Guilds of South Africa. Those are the people that accepted us in the industry. Because why? Because we are touching a very sensitive issue of racial issue. That's not just the issue. Just one more question, Minister, on the legislation situation issue in our industry. What's your take on that?
I think first and foremost, I think it's an indictment that creatives in this country are not seen as workers. It's an indictment. It can be. We need to fix that. I intend to fix that, number one. I intend to fight hard for that to happen. Number two, there's a scarcity mentality amongst our people, among the creatives. I want to change that to an abundance mindset, abundance mentality. We are going to make sure that we turn creative and your businesses into thriving businesses. We're going to be the enablers of that. We are going to make sure that nobody dies poor. I don't want to be the minister of condolences. I want to be the minister of opportunities.
Yes.
I can promise you, in conclusion,
So,
the industry is in for a treat.
so do you support the legislation of the industry?
I support it 100%.
Fantastic. So,
You can't have things like fair use. What is fair use? That's basically exploiting people.
yes,
Fair use, you will never have fair use of my work.
that's correct.
You don't pay for a fair amount for a McDonald's burger.
Yes,
You pay the stipulated amount.
that's correct. Yes.
So why do you have fair use? I can walk in and say, Big Mac is 45 rands. I've got,
Yes.
it's fair. I've got that. No, that's rubbish.
Yeah.
That is good. That's not going to happen under me.
Yeah.
But I'm going to repeat what I'm saying to you. The industry has got a champion.
We hope so.
And I'm
I
gonna-
believe. I want to believe so because from what I've
You have
seen.
all the evidence that I'm a man of my word so
Yes.
far.
So, Minister, thank you so much, and that's it for. Thank you so much for taking the time. Any last words to our sector, to our industry, or whatever that you want to? It can be sports, whatever you want to say. Last
I
words.
just want to say that things are going to happen,
Yeah.
and we are going to do marvelous things together.
Yeah.
The GNU is the best thing that could have happened to this country.
Yes, sir.
We are going to deliver as the members of the GNU.
Yes, sir.
All eyes are on us.
Yes, sir.
The ministers are all fired up
Yes, sir.
under the leadership of President Matamela Cyril Ramaphosa.
Yes, sir.
And we are following him. He's the glue that binds us. And we are going to do this thing. Thank you.
100%. That was Minister Gayton McKenzie on our today's episode, guys. So yeah, you've heard for yourself. So until next time, guys, thank you so much for joining us on this episode. Until next time, I don't want to keep the minister waiting. Thanks, guys. Cheers.
Thank you.
Minister,